Do you currently have a gas can? Do you know how to fill it correctly and transport it safely? Well, I'm Kanan from Basin Motorsports, and today at Weigh.com, we're going to talk all about gas cans. So let's suppose you don't actually own a gas can and you need to go buy one. Well, when you go to the store, what you'll find is there's going to be 3 different color codes on them. What you're going to find is you'll have red that indicates it is for gasoline, blue is going to indicate it is for kerosene, and yellow is going to indicate it is for diesel. Now they also on the containers will say gasoline, kerosene, or diesel, but the color code, as long as you're not color blind, will help make sure that you understand what is supposed to be inside the container. Now the things that make for a great gas can is one is going to be a good solid sturdy construction. You'll also have a nozzle that you're able to pour out the fluid inside, and it's going to be able to close the fueling can itself without actually letting anything spill out or vapors escape. Now on most of the new nozzles, what you're going to have is it'll come with a cap. It will also come with a spring-loaded dispensing point, which will have a black O-ring to help seal it. And it's also going to have a gasket down here to help seal the connection. Now, if you already own a gas can, one thing you want to make sure is that it is in great condition before you put any kind of fuel inside. So you want to check the seams for leaks or cracks. Make sure you have a nozzle that seals tight. And if it has a cap, make sure your cap is still there. Now when it comes time to fill your gas can, one thing you want to make sure is that the gas can is not up off the ground. You want to fill it down on the ground. This gives it a strong electrical connection to the ground and grounds it. One thing you'll note, if you ever seen online, a lot of materials can actually cause electrical static. Things like fleece, furs, anything that kind of rubs and gets itchy in the winter, they will cause actual static that can ignite the fumes from gasoline. So having it on the ground, make sure it has a good stable electrical connection and there's not going to be any static as you fill. So the next thing to keep in mind is when you're actually filling your can and it's on the ground, don't lose your fill neck. I typically will put mine directly behind the rear door, which the gas can will go in that door, so I know exactly where the fuel nozzle is. If I were to misplace it, I really can't transport this safely because now I have nothing to seal my can from sloshing gas or diesel out. And the last thing to keep in mind when you're filling up your fuel can is that you don't want to overfill it. If there's no indication markings on it, you can fill it approximately halfway at 50% and then slowly fill it a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more all the way until it gets roughly below the nozzle. Don't fill it to the nozzle, just below it. Now a lot of these will actually have a safe fill line marked on the gas can. That indicates where you should fill to, and then once you're done, you can find your nozzle, which may be next to your rear door, and put it on securely. Last thing, remember, once your can is full, you're going to put on your nozzle, secure it tightly to make sure it's on. Before you pick it up, double check that it's on. That way, when you pick it up, it's not going to spill out, and you won't lose any of that pressure fuel that seems to be costing more every day. Transporting your gas cans is going to be pretty darn easy. Make sure that they're always upright, facing up. And if they're on a slick surface, such as maybe a bed liner in a truck, or a container in the back of a Suburban, you can always run a strap through side to side to secure it in, or maybe pile in something next to it to help keep it safe so it doesn't tip over and start to leak during your transporting of your gas can. Now if you like these tips, make sure you subscribe here to our channel at Weigh.com. Hit the little bell notification so you know immediately when we put out a new video. If you're on Instagram, be sure to follow us there at Weigh.com_. And on TikTok, check us out at Weigh.com. That's it for this week. We'll see you next time. Be safe out there.